Thanks for being here. I'm Ted Olson. I'm chair of the Justice Advisory Board that the Giuliani campaign has established. We are putting together what we hope, and what is so far, a very distinguished group of respected, established members of the legal community, people who have had lots of experience in different parts in the United States and held different positions in government and in law. I'm very proud to be a part of that group. We have a number of people, I think in the materials that you're getting has a list of the names of the people that are involved, including another former Solicitor General, former Deputy Attorney General Larry Thompson, who's now at PepsiCo, and so forth and so on. I want to introduce the people who are here. A couple of us will be speaking for a moment or two, but I'll start with Randy Mastro, who is with Rudy Giuliani in the Southern District of New York and in the prosecutor's office there, and was deputy mayor for operations under Rudy in New York City. Maureen Mahoney, who is a respected member of the bar, argued 18 cases in the Supreme Court, is a former Deputy Solicitor General of the United States, and is in private practice here in Washington. Miguel Estrada, also an alum of the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York, also an alum of the Solicitor General's Office, and has also argued 18 cases in the Supreme Court. Steve Calabresi, who is a professor at Northwestern Law School, and is one of the four founders 25 years ago this year of the Federalist Society. And Ron Cass, Dean Ron Cass, former dean of the University of Boston Law School. Mark Mukasey, who's worked with Rudy in New York for many, many years and is a part of our team. The reason we are here is that the reason we put this group together is that we wanted the legal community to understand the depth and breadth of support that Rudy Giuliani has all over the United States. Rudy also wanted a group of people who had experience in the law, stature, recognition that he could turn to for consultation and advice. There are so many legal issues. Our society today is becoming more and more beset by laws and litigation and legal disputes and so forth. Rudy wanted people that he knew and trusted that he could turn to for consultation and advice. I have known Rudy since 1981. We served together in the Reagan administration Justice Department, the very first part of the first 4 years of the Reagan administration. At that time, I just wanted to add this my personal flavor. The leadership, he was Associate Attorney General, which was the number 3 person in the Justice Department. I was an Assistant Attorney General. The small group of top-tier leadership in the Justice Department would get together for half an hour, 45 minutes every single morning of every single working day. We'd also meet together for lunch. We also would work together on various different projects at various different times. Rudy and I became very, very close. Part of that process was the selection of persons to recommend to President Reagan to appoint to judicial positions, including the Supreme Court, the federal courts of appeals, the federal district courts. And one of the things we did was concentrate on the character and integrity of the individuals that we wanted to appoint to the judiciary, people who would respect the Constitution, laws passed by Congress, and the limited role of judges. I think most people recognize that the Reagan administration appointed top quality judges who would respect the rule of law and stick to it. And I personally saw that process work out with Rudy. Rudy has had experience with the legal system. After he was Associate Attorney General, he stepped down a notch in some people's minds by going to be the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. But in many, many, many respects, that's the most important district in the United States in terms of law enforcement. It's Manhattan, the financial industry, financial community for the United States is located there for many, many reasons. It's such a significant and important place. Rudy feels such a close bond to the citizens of New York, which he expressed when he ran for mayor. He wanted to do things for law enforcement in New York City. So he's had experience at the very top leadership of the Justice Department, but also where the rubber meets the road, where the actual prosecutions take place. Before he ran for mayor, I've been very close over the years. I spent many hours with Rudy talking about why in the world would you want to run for mayor of the city of New York? At that time, nobody in this room, except for me, I think, is old enough to remember that it was a tough place. I mean, the crime rates were high. The city was in debt. The welfare rolls were exceedingly high. There was a sense of frustration in the community that nothing could be done about New York City. It was an ungovernable city, and I didn't think it could be done. Rudy sat down and we spent hours talking about his vision for the city of New York, his confidence in the spirit and integrity and character and strength of the people of the city of New York. If people would provide leadership for the city of New York, say no when it was time to say no, bring down taxes, bring down the rate of crime, make people safe in their homes and on their streets. This was a remarkable thing to me to see those things actually happen. Rudy worked with a city council that was overwhelmingly Democratic, and yet he accomplished things that no one else had accomplished in New York City, bringing down taxes, dramatically bringing down the crime rate, making the city safe and an exciting and wonderful place to live, and restoring the faith and confidence and enthusiasm and optimism and spirit of the city of New York. These are among the reasons why those of us up here are supporters of Rudy and anxious to be a part of his team and help see him be elected President of the United States.